Welcome back to Fufu. Today we will address the Super Bowl coming February 9th in your houses, on your TV, on your phone, on your laptop. No one cares. We have to talk about like Kendrick versus Kendrick. Yes, I know you expected Chiefs versus Eagles. I don't care about that. I love sports, but your opinion about sports doesn't matter to me or to him. But our opinion about Kendrick battling himself matters to you. And now, because of that, we'll talk to you about the significance of like last year beef. And then we're gonna predict the set list. And then we'll talk a little bit about like what songs might make it, like Kendrick song, SZA song, and then is Kendrick gonna reference the rap beef? Of course he
For
is.
sure.
Of course he is. And who will appear on the stage alongside our main people? You know what I'm saying? Like
Tyler,
and
we see you.
Tyler,
You ain't fooling anyone.
you lying asshole. And we also see what is next for this young Kendrick Duckworth Lamar or whatever his name is.
That was on point. That's his
Yes,
name. That's his government name.
So
Dope.
like Kendrick, we see you there, my brother. I give you the floor.
Well, this will be an interesting day of sports, as you said.
Yeah,
It's Kendrick versus himself.
yeah.
Because he's a little schizophrenic and stuff. In his
Yeah.
songs, he'll be talking to himself.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone's listened to all 27 minutes of Mortal Man.
yeah. It's a pretty disturbing song.
Or the song "You" on "To Pimp a Butterfly,"
Yeah.
which is actually an amazing song
Amazing
because
song.
he's
Amazing
talking.
album.
What's that?
Amazing album.
Amazing album, "To Pimp
Yeah.
a Butterfly." But not only is Kendrick digging in with this rap beef
Mhm.
by upstaging Drake on
Yeah.
the world's global stage.
Mhm.
Not only did Drake have a song with J. Cole called First Person Shooter, and in the song they have the line, "Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl."
Mhm.
Drake said those words,
Mm.
and Drake is not performing at the Super Bowl. It is his
Mm.
arch nemesis, Kendrick Lamar.
Mm.
Not only are all those things true, but
Mhm.
we know Kendrick is in competition with himself,
Mm.
and he's going to try to surprise the world.
Mhm.
He's going to maybe give us something we didn't expect.
Probably. Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting because you have this whole year of the rap beef.
yeah.
All of 2024
Yeah.
spilling into 2025
Yeah.
was this hip hop battle at a global stage, something
Yeah.
that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
Rap beefs in the past have kind of stayed within the hip hop community,
Mhm.
and some of those songs might have gone a little bit pop,
Mhm.
but this was the first time that a rap beef ever got into a global stage
Mm.
where you have little 14-year-old people in 14-year-old kids in bar mitzvahs and proms and high school dances saying certified lover boy, certified we can't say that here.
We can't say that here.
But
all people know about the PDF files, of course.
this is the first time you had that kind of hip hop culture just put on such a big stage that everyone's mom, auntie, and grandma knew what the heck was going on in the hip hop community.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it grew beyond the hip hop community. So this whole year has been anchored by the beef, and it's all led up to this moment where Kendrick and co-performer, guest
SZA.
co-performer, co-performer SZA
Mhm.
are going to be performing at the biggest show in the world.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. And to get back on what you were saying, I think that like you said, there's never been, and even though we can't, we weren't obviously even old enough to you remember the Tupac or Biggie beef or Jay-Z and Nas and but even back in the day in the 90s and 2000s, the biggest beef of all time
Yeah.
before Kendrick Drake were Tupac Biggie, and we know how it unfortunately ended, and obviously we
Not
don't
in a good way. Yeah.
not in a good way, and we don't wish that on anyone. And the Jay-Z Nas, which thank God ended on a decent note because no one had to die.
Yeah.
But the main difference is that at the time, like, like Jay took the L, and he took some time for himself. He came back stronger.
True.
He apologized. If I remember well, I think his mom made him apologize. He didn't sue anyone. He didn't try to sue anyone. He didn't try to like go to Universal and be like, oh, I'm gonna sue you because like you actually destroyed my reputation and you did some shit that like or defamation, blah blah blah. Like, he didn't try to be like, oh, like you're being this and that. No, he took the L as a man. As a man, as a strong black man, he took that L. He sat down. He went back to his family. He talked to them, and then he moved on. But we have some
maturity,
growth. Like maturing,
character arc development.
Exactly, like but we seem to be in an era where like some rappers think that it's okay to sue someone or at least sue the label because they lost a beef that they thought they could win. Like, you know who you are? You're flying to Australia right now. Like, you should have never started this beef in the first place. Like, you should have never done that because you don't have the skills. Lyrically, you're not good enough as a rapper or as an artist to ever compete with him. Like, and it's like, and I'm not like, people are going to be like, oh, but like, you dick riding, you this. No. It's like you gotta recognize talent, as simple as that. Like, when someone is better than you, you have to sometimes have the maturity to be like, you know what, I could become as good as you, but I need to train more. I need to like work more on my craft. And I'm sorry, but like since views, like back in 2016, like, he's been complacent. Like, he's been basically giving us the same and the same and the same. And this episode is not even about him, so I'm not going to extend myself when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But it's just about the importance of rap beef, because rap beef is necessary when it comes to hip hop. Like, hip hop is not like rock music. It's not like pop. It's not like, there's no kumbaya in hip hop. If you want to be a rapper, you need to be ready to one day battle someone that you might not like. And sometimes you have to battle your own friends. Like, Cole, Kendrick, Drake. I mean, Cole is the middle child. He's friends of both. Like, and he found himself in a very difficult position. Like, and that's also another conversation that we'll have later. But it's just to say that, like, in hip hop, it's a competitive sport. Like, you have to be ready to take down someone else. Like,
it's in the DNA of hip hop. Competition, and it's not even. It is about being the best. It is about showing your skills, showing off your abilities, and putting your stake in the ground. If you don't know the roots of hip hop, just look that shit up.
Like, look that shit
Watch
up.
a documentary.
Like, to all the Gen Zs, like Gen Zs being ignorant and shit. Like, I implore you to educate yourself because you seem to have the IQ of a fish.
But hip hop it's not only competition and just braggadocio and trying to top the other guy. It is there's so much more. There's more to it. But at the end of the day, that is part of its roots. It's part of its DNA. So, well, we saw some fades happen. Yeah,
like some fades happen. Like, and it's like when you battle, you gotta be ready to take the loss. And when you do take the loss with pride. Be a responsible and mature human being. Learn how to say, like, I lost. I will learn. I'll do better. And come back with better music. Come back to us with rap music. Don't ever say to us that you're gonna do an R&B album like one of your artists, because we don't care. We told you we want to rap, and that's it. So do rap music.
Little side note: Drake and Party Next Door announced a R&B album a little bit after all this beef kind of stuff died down. It was like a couple months after Not Like Us dropped.
I know, and I don't care.
That is what my brother Joe is referring to.
Yeah, and it's just like, I can't stand this, like, because it's just like, if you lose, and if you want to do things properly, you just have to like bow down with grace.
Well, this has been a children's story. Moral at the end of the day, know when to cash out. Know when to cash out.
Know when to leave.
Know when to leave.
And know when to accept the loss. Move on with grace. And if you do, people most likely will actually respect you. and they won't actually talk behind your back or like say that like you like being a bitch or shit like that. Like, you know, if you don't and you try to sue, and especially in this world, like in this industry, that's where public opinion might come for you, because like it's the type of move that like in hip hop are not respected.
Yeah.
So I'm not a rapper myself, but I've been listening to rap music since I was born, and I've never
since you're
since I was born.
It was in the
Like,
umbilical
you know,
cord.
exactly.
They were
like,
feeding him hip hop.
I was already there, like fuck your bitch and the clicky clan. Like, you know what I'm saying?
As a Tupac reference,
Yeah.
y'all don't know.
You know, for all the youngins out there, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, if you don't understand the history of your craft and like of what surrounds you, please don't come in this world.
Drake's, I can't believe I didn't see this connection. Like, Drake is giving Draco Malfoy.
Oh my God! Jeez!
When Draco's like, my father will hear about this. Like someone like slaps Draco, or like, someone like beats him in a fight or something. It's like, my father will hear about this. Like, pointing his phone. I'm gonna sue Hogwarts.
Oh my fucking God, that's like
how did
so funny.
How did I not see this connection before?
Actually, I've never seen the connection before. Drake is Draco Malfoy.
Yo.
And Kendrick is the boy who lived.
The master of death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Harry Potter. Actually, he's Blackie Potter. Oh my God.
All right. Yo. Well, the purpose of the video, let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Super Bowl performance happening in a couple days.
Yeah.
We're going to do some set list predictions. And maybe let's talk about what... I'm actually curious. What do you think he's going to open his set with?
Oh, open his set with... I think this boy, my boy Kendrick, I think he's going to come on stage and probably do either 30 for 30. So like both of them entering the stage, like, you know, at the same time. Like, you know, because it's like... Because that's his Super Bowl, but she's like sharing the moment with him, right? So I'm expecting some like 30 for 30, maybe Luther, like, you know, to start, like, you know, on a slow note, like, you know, but like still Super Bowl worthy and shit.
I got a different take. I do think they're gonna start on like a lower BPM.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna start off with like a slower, chill Teddy Pendergrass sample at the beginning of Euphoria. We gotta insert that sample here. Or provide a link to it so people know what we're talking about. But the first 30 seconds of Euphoria, which is one of the biggest tracks of this rap beef between Kendrick and Drake, is this beautiful sample that's like, I can't even sing it. It's just, we gotta insert
I can't sing it either, but like,
Like Kendrick's rap, he does his first verse of Euphoria, like slow. And that's what he opened the pop out with. And everyone's just taking it all in. But it just intros the moment. I think he's going to start off slow and intro it like that. But that's just my take.
That's why I don't think he's going to start with that. Because he already opened with that in the past.
True, he's done it.
And it's an amazing opening, but Kendrick is known to never do the same thing twice.
No repeats.
Like, you know, he doesn't do repeats.
Yeah, all right.
So that's why I have like a slight doubt when it comes to that. I'm like, it would be an amazing opening. But I feel like he's going to go for something new.
My hope is that we get an opening with SZA going, I see that.
Yeah, I would be dope. Honestly, if she does it. But I do believe that even if the song comes later, I do believe she will be the voice saying that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I think that like...
That is going to be
I know.
fucking pissing on the grave.
Literally, like, you know, like dancing on the grave. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I think that like her being the person who says that will cement the conclusion of the beef. And basically, like, I think that even her fans, culturally speaking, will be like, oh, they're going to turn against him.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and so I think it's like actually going to be, I think the Super Bowl is going to be a bloodbath. Yeah. I think it's going to be like basically like the last chapter of this beef. And then after that, everyone will move on.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but I think that like...
Except one person.
Except one person, because like, I mean, he can't move on, he's stuck there. Like, you know, but I think that like...
He could
move on. If he wanted to.
Drake could move on.
Yeah.
He could move on, but history has taught us that he isn't going to.
And he seems to be a very petty person. And like, I feel like...
Scorpio?
I think he's. I'm not really big on zodiac sign and shit like that. For all the zodiac people, you guys know better than me. But apparently, like Scorpios, they tend to be petty, and I think he is. But yeah, the man is petty. The man seems to latch on things that he should let go of. So I guess it is what it is. But enough about Drake. I think that like what we want to know is that what other songs will Kendrick play in the Super Bowl?
All right, so we have a little bit debate about the opening.
Yeah, we did.
So I have a list.
Yeah, I have a list too. Yeah.
I think he's going to. I saw a clip the other day of someone mixing together the opening of Backseat Freestyle. Those like heavy drums that come in Backseat Freestyle, which is one of his biggest songs back in the day.
Yeah.
Mixing that with some of the drums from the Black Panther album. That's like these deep, like spiritual African drums that are very hard hitting. Mixing those together. And I didn't think Backseat Freestyle would be something you play.
Me neither. It wasn't in my list. Yeah.
But it is a hype song.
It is a hype song.
It's a super hype song.
I agree.
That might be one of them. Family Ties.
Yeah,
he's got to do Family Ties. Yeah.
He has to do Family Ties. Like, I need to see like fucking like pyrotechnics, like fucking fire in the
everywhere,
stadium.
Bro.
I need to see people do like fucking jumping and shit all over the stadium. Like, but
shit's gonna be hype.
Like, where's the Super Bowl? In NOLA?
Yes, NOLA. Yeah, New Orleans.
Yo, my black people in NOLA, y'all better be in attendance though. Like, shit,
Yo, it's a lot of out-of-towners for the Super Bowl. A lot of rich people flying in their private jets and coming from different parts of the country.
And lacking melanin, but yeah, I know.
Yo. All right. So Family Ties.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be, obviously, the songs with SZA.
Yeah.
There's going to be Luther. That's just such a big song right now.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. And it does translate to the Super Bowl stadium. Even though it is a slower song, that translates to me.
I actually fully agree with that.
Yeah. I think when it comes to Kendrick and SZA's collabs, All the Stars.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that.
I have that in my list as well, yeah.
And I think that's really the main crossover between SZA and Kendrick is Luther and All the Stars.
30 for 30. I'm like 99% sure they play it.
30 for 30 doesn't feel like an arena record to me.
Actually, that's where I disagree because I feel like with the right instruments and like HBCU band, I think we can like definitely turn 30 for 30 into like cultural moment.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's like such a hype song that like if you have like the proper drums, the proper band, the proper HBCU vibe, you can turn that into like a national moment, a cultural moment. Like, so, and also because like, I don't like when social media dictates what song is popular. But in this case, 30 for 30 is so big on both Instagram and TikTok that I'm like, it would be kind of weird to not acknowledge that. And to not like, even if it's like maybe like 15 seconds of the song, like, it might not be for long, but I think that I feel like that song should be like, will be played at the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Cool. And then when it comes to SZA's part, I think she's got to do one, maybe two songs from the SOS Deluxe.
Yeah.
We have a video on SZA's latest album, SOS Deluxe / LANA.
So go back to that video. We did a breakdown. You can go back, like, because we're not going to repeat ourselves. So please subscribe. Please go back. Please go listen. Please go watch. Thank you.
I thought you were on a roll there. All right. Songs from LANA, I think she might do that. I just think these are kind of her strongest and most emotional songs. Are songs like Love Me For Me or Crybaby. Actually, out of those two, I'd probably go with Crybaby. Because it has for the Super Bowl. Like she has like a snippet of it. Yeah. Because she has these like melodic runs on the hook of Crybaby that just sound really good and show off her vocal prowess. So I think she's gonna have those like vocal runs, those moments. They're going to show off her vocal ability.
That wasn't on my list, actually. I had a different song on my list.
All right, so what from LANA do you think will make it?
From the Deluxe, I think she's going to do My Turn.
Really?
Because My Turn, I was like listening again to like the song, and I was like, the song is so emotional and so hype and very like almost creamy like.
Okay.
Like, you know, I was like in a stadium. That's like it's I feel like it's almost too emotional, but if she does it well, that could be a big Super Bowl moment.
Isn't that a song about cheating back?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a song with like questionable morals, but I think it's a song that America needs to hear, especially right now.
All right.
Because there's someone in place who has questionable morals. So, yeah.
That's all we'll say about that.
Like, you know.
All right. So, what else do you got on your set list? What is Kendrick? What is Kendrick?
Oh, Kendrick or SZA?
Well, what's SZA gonna play at the Super Bowl next?
I think she's gonna do My Turn. I think she's gonna do All the Stars, like we said. I feel like she might do Snooze, even though I feel like the song is very old, so I'm not sure. Because we were like mentioning that off camera, like I think yesterday or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she could, maybe she'll do it. Maybe she won't. Because I'm like, I don't know. I feel like Snooze is kind of like, it's an old song. So like, it's like,
it's a little old. It is one of her biggest songs.
Like,
it is
it's
a song.
Big song.
A lot of people know the lyrics.
Exactly. One song that might surprise people that is, in my opinion, perfect for the Super Bowl is SOS.
Oof.
Like
SOS?
the actual SOS song has the perfect beat for the Super Bowl.
If you don't know SOS,
just like go listen to the song and like just like you know, leave your comments and like what you think about it. But like honestly,
that's a powerful opening.
Yeah, I feel like it would be a powerful song for the Super Bowl. And I feel like if she wants to go a little bit mellow and slower, Drive, because it's such a big song as well.
Yeah,
she might do Drive.
Okay.
And that's my SZA set.
All right. Now, maybe let's talk about, do we expect to see anyone else at the Super Bowl?
Oh, for sure. I mean, we're talking SZA and Kendrick. So, like, you know, TDE, I see you. And saying that, Doechii, I mean, I know you'll be in Florida right now, like probably chilling. But I know that like next week we'll see you there. Like you know,
better be there.
Like you better be there. Like, you know, we see you because like, you know, she most likely will be there on the tour with them and shit like that. Like, you know, so I expect her to be there at the Super Bowl because like she has like a few songs that I'm like, okay, like they're like definitely worthy of like being played at the Super Bowl. And I feel like it's her moment right now. Like, you know, she's 2024. It's her time to shine even more. And I think that like having Kendrick act as a big bro, SZA as a big sister, like, you know, it's like the perfect like stage for her to like finally shine and to get known by white America. Like, you know, so I think
there's gonna be a lot of people on TikTok the next day.
Yeah, like the next day,
hey, yo, who's this Doechii girl?
Exactly, like, you know, and I think it's great. And also like Tyler, you'd be lying a lot, but we're seeing that preview of your next music video, and it starts with football players. Don't fool us, boy. Don't fool us.
Tyler is it just makes all the sense in the world to feature him, even just for 1.5 songs at this halftime show. Yeah. His Chromacopia album has the whole marching band, goes perfectly with like an HBCU marching band, NOLA, brass horns kind of feel. His visuals have that kind of marching, I won't say military, but that kind of,
I know what you mean. Yeah,
it has that vibe where it's like the marches, the horns, the sports arena type feel. Yeah. And I think it's a genius move by Tyler himself to, I think he made the songs knowing I'm going to craft songs that are going to sound amazing in that large arena, because not all songs translate into that arena. Yeah. So I think we're going to see him there. Yeah,
I think so too. I think Tyler is going to be there. And also I think that like they have like the opportunity to bring both of them, Doechii and Tyler, at the same time, because they have a song together. So I think that introducing them with Balloon, if I'm not mistaken, would be the perfect opportunity. And then Tyler could maybe do like San Chroma, maybe could do like I don't know, one other song, like, you know, and maybe Doechii can do Boom Bap, like, you know, which is like a very like bass heavy, like, you know, and I feel like those songs would be proper songs to like play at the Super Bowl. And I think that like both of them being on stage at the same time, going back and forth between their own songs, would be actually amazing. Because in many ways, Doechii, in my opinion, she's the female blend between Tyler and Kendrick. She has the energy of both, the lyricism of Kendrick, the lyricism of Tyler, and the energy of both at the same time. Yeah. In my opinion. Like, you know,
Doechii's just like a cultural lightning rod.
Oh yeah, she's
right
like
now.
you know she's someone
She's the
very
one to watch.
special. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's definitely the one to watch for years to come. And when we say the one to watch, like regardless of gender, she's like probably the best rapper of the new generation.
Totally.
Regardless of being a man or a woman.
There's not a lot of people in hip hop
Yeah.
that are of the new generation
Yeah.
that are below 30 years old
Yeah.
or below 26 years old or whatever
Yeah.
that have that cultural magnetism.
Mhm.
I think Doechii has gravitas.
Yeah.
Like she just has conviction.
Yeah.
Like you hear her performance, you hear her songs, they're real stories.
Mhm.
You just believe her.
Mhm.
And she'll straight up just like smack you
No, like for real.
and just like wipe you down lyrically, visually, creatively,
Mhm.
at the same time while being herself.
Mhm.
And that's just not really possible. It's a very hard thing to do,
Mhm.
to be genuinely who you are and have commercial success and be known by people beyond just the core underground hip hop community and make really great music.
Yeah, and great art, because like basically every live performance, either it's like her like concert, or it's like a live show like Colbert or like Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, whatever it is, she always brings this performance art energy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she's always doing something that is so unique.
Yeah.
Like, you know, something that we haven't seen in a long time. Like, you know, because a lot of artists, they go on stage at those like TV shows, they perform their songs, but it's like they're not performing. Like, you know, and half of the time they're just like lip syncing their songs, and it's like then they just leave.
Yeah.
And she's actually giving us a performance. She's giving us a cultural moment every time she's on stage. Like, you know, and that's why every time she's on stage, it basically becomes viral. Like, you know, because it's like everyone is, oh shit, like we haven't seen this before. Or at least if someone has done it before, not the way she does it. So it's like, oh, we haven't seen this in a long time. And that's why she's being praised. That's why she's respected by her peers, her fans, people like us, like talking about like music, like, you know, like, and we film those things, like, you know, but that's why she's the next one.
Shout out to switching the mic on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Even as, just side tangent, even as fans of hip hop, we will say one of my, and I think our biggest critiques of hip hop is at a lot of live performances these days. You're fucking lip syncing, using a backtrack. You hear the rappers like song backtrack vocals, but they're shouting / rapping over it. And it doesn't sound good together. Like rap performances today, like modern rap performances, are a fucking disaster right now. And there's only a handful who have the balls to actually, including Doechii, she's got balls.
I feel fucking hot. Tire marks. Finish line with fire marks. When the green light starts to move on the way train. Master, she on the pants, got spit like a plaster. Raptor, bencher, did like don't like dash, faster, motorbike faster. He gotta get a bitch, pass to a raptor. White bitch go back and blow like a wind. Patch your rooftop in the wind. When I win, no, when I win a leg up like she got hoes on call. Got hoes on call to come through, take a protocol. Just damage it, that's my protocol. These many Australians on slow, so no camera. I don't care who you are. No killer rap, gotta give it to you raw. Bitch, 1 point, when the pace me the joint, gotta twist this beat. I'm spraying my joint. Straight crack rap. Boy, till the pop, who know to the rap city, no digging, yeah, shawty do it. I'm roll, no diggles for motherfucking nine. It's Iggy, not Jiggle.
To actually put their vocals out there. Like, imagine the singers from the 70s and the 80s looking at performances now.
They would
being
like the ones who are alive right now, seeing what's happening, like in not just in hip hop but in music in general. They're probably like, what the fuck is happening? Like, you know, because it's insane. Like, you know, we went from like real artists in the 70s, 80s, 90s, even 2000s to whatever the fuck we have now. Like, you know, and now it's like it's actually a disgrace. Like, you know, when I see like some rappers that I won't even name right now, but like you said, like either lip syncing or like even crazier, some of them don't know their own lyrics. Like, you know, and the craziest part, some of them will go on some shows online, either it's Genius, whatever it is, like Apple Music, and they will say to your face on camera, oh, I don't write any of my raps. Are you fucking dumb? Like, because don't get me wrong, like there's some talented artists who have done that, like Jay-Z, but you're not Jay-Z.
Nah.
You don't have
You
that
ain't Jay-Z.
level. You ain't Jay-Z. You can't do that. You can't go in this. And because actually that translates on stage, because then you come on stage, you be talking to us, smoking your fucking blunt, and then you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then all of us are like confused looking at you like, what? And then like, you're like trying to rap your shit. And we know your lyrics better than you.
You ain't Jay-Z should be on a t-shirt.
Actually, yeah, that should be on a t-shirt. And that would apply to a lot of people in this generation of rap.
The ghost of Prince and Tupac and all the former
MJ
greats,
and like, yeah.
they all need to come back and haunt this
Like
generation
honestly,
for real.
if MJ and Prince were alive, they would slap 90% of rappers today.
That would make a crazy a YouTube podcast though. Prince and MJ.
Actually, yeah. But
Or
also,
like
don't forget Prince and MJ.
rivals.
They
Yeah.
didn't like each other.
But it'd be like a Jesus and Mero situation.
Yeah.
You know, like two chairs.
Yeah, what
you
you
know?
starting to pass?
Yo. But what they would unite on is that this modern generation
They don't
doesn't know
take
shit.
they don't know shit. They don't take the craft seriously. That's why we love people like, I mean, we already said it, but that's why we love people like Doechii, like Kendrick, like SZA, like, you know, to just name a few names, like Solange. Like there's like so many names to name. But a lot of you guys out there making music make like microwave music, like, you know. Like the type of music like you listen once. I listened to your album once and I'm like, oh, this is cute. And then like I realized your album is a 2. It's a 2 out of 10.
It's like Temu music.
Your album is uglier than you are.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I want you to like, I want that to sit there, that to sit in your soul. And I hope you cry tonight. Disgusting.
Woo!
Just like, I can accept this shit. Like, you know, but
Okay, back to the Super Bowl.
back to the Super Bowl.
No, that was just appreciation for Doechii,
Yeah.
Doechii and Tyler,
Yeah,
who hopefully will be at the Super Bowl.
yeah.
But regardless of what happens, they're on the superstar trajectory.
They are.
They're on the trajectory to really not just have commercial success, which we almost overvalue and overinflate in society, is someone doing big streams, big numbers, top of the Billboard list.
Yeah.
They're not only on track to do that kind of success, but have artistic success and being really genuinely who they are and put it out there for the world to see, and that audiences around the world really connect with the things that is really genuine and not trying to be someone else.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see them.
Hopefully we'll see them, because like there are people that like we respect, that we value the art of, and that like we just genuinely like to see on stage. And I do hope, I don't expect that to happen, but I do hope to see one of the TDA members, either it's like Q or Absol or J-Rock, like, you know, even if it's like for like a very short like amount of time.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting it, but I'm hoping for it.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
For those of you who don't know TDE,
yeah,
we got to just put a quick, like, you know,
like rundown of
like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Yeah.
TDE projects or songs you should check out to understand
Yeah.
the Black Hippie TDE camp.
Yeah.
I would say check out Absol's Herbert album, 2022.
Yeah.
Check out Schoolboy Q's Blue
Blue
Lips.
Lips. Yes.
What are the essential? If you had to name like five songs or 5 projects to like get people onto TDE and the Black Hippie,
Definitely Kendrick to Pimp a Butterfly.
right?
Like, which is very like Black Hippie to me.
True.
Like, definitely.
But outside of Kendrick, because people are kind of familiar more with Kendrick. Outside of Kendrick, who from TDE and like Black Hippie should people know and like be aware of?
They need to know J-Rock.
J-Rock.
Like J-Rock definitely, because like I need to. I don't remember the name of his like most recent
the
project.
project, yeah.
But J-Rock, either it's like Wild Freestyle or either it's like Money Trees, and every of his solo project, J-Rock is probably the most underrated rapper in TDE, and in my opinion, he's the only one that can go toe to toe with Kendrick.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh,
And I
big
think that
opinion.
people really, really underestimate J-Rock, because J-Rock, every time J-Rock is with Kendrick on a song, his verse is better.
Ooh, hot take.
Like, Find me a Kendrick and J-Rock song where Kendrick raps better. And I'm a huge Kendrick fan. Like, but every time J-Rock is with Kendrick, he actually out-raps Kendrick.
All right, real quick. J-Rock, Kendrick, duo tracks, like feature co-collaborated tracks that people need to listen to.
Money Trees for sure.
Money Trees, Wow Freestyle, Hood Gun Love It.
Oh, I forgot that one. Yeah.
Those ones for sure. There's a few more, but those three.
Those three, yeah. Go listen to those ones.
Yeah.
And Culture Swine. Yeah.
Yo, so all right. That was a little aside on guest features.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling just fun like musical elements they're gonna bring in.
Yeah.
We talked about HBCU bands, horns, that kind of vibe.
Because I mean, like it is Black History Month. Like shout out my Black people. Hello, I see you there. Hey, like and I mean we're here to celebrate like the history of the Blackness. But they gave us the shortest month of the year. Disgusting. But anyway, for that reason,
y'all never gonna let that go.
Honestly,
the coldest and the shortest.
Why can't you give us July? Like like we Black. We deserve a month where it's hot and it's a long month. Like shit, like give us July, fucking talking February and shit.
Everyone should just rise up and just recreate, just like rename Black History Month to like a better month.
And also don't forget, kids, Black History Month is every day, not just February. But that being said, that's why I think that like there's gonna be, like you said, an HBCU band.
Yeah.
And I expect and especially because like I expect them to do like Black Panther, the Black Panther song. So I expect them to like do something very obviously African American, but African themed as well. Like
that'd be really dope.
And I hope they do that just to give us like the blackest Super Bowl possible.
Hey,
like
even after that LA Super Bowl with Dr. Dre and Snoop and 50 and all.
Yeah, which don't get me wrong, that was a great Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like probably one of my favorite ones. Maybe not the favorite one of everyone, maybe not the best objectively, but a great cultural moment.
I think it would be amazing to get the sonics of not just these big, super hyped tracks from Kendrick that are stadium worthy, the TV Off, Not Like Us, Family Ties, everything we just mentioned, but bring in these like drums and very like rooted sounds that you're feeling in a way you feel it in Afrobeats right now. These like the log drum, that kind of like the drums they used in the Black Panther soundtrack, that they use that to build what Wakanda sounds like. But those are based off of actual like
real
live
sounds,
samples, live sounds from actual drummers from different parts of the continent. I think some of it was South African, some of it was West African, Ghanaian. But to incorporate those drums and layer them into this like, because that feels ancestral. What feels modern today is like these horns, trumpets, and these kind of big sounds, the 808s, the bass. If you layer those two together, you get ancestral and modern, and it could be just
a beautiful mesh,
a beautiful weaving of both of those things, and an honoring of roots. At the same time, you honor evolution. So it'd be dope to see that.
Which I expect him to do, because I mean Kendrick is like a very blackly black, like he's like very like pro-black, very in every aspect of his life, every aspect of his music, every cultural moment that he's created or been like he literally did a giant like concert on Juneteenth. Like it doesn't get blacker than that. Like
to the point that people kind of hate him for being so black.
Yeah, no, it's true, because people think that everyone is a fan of Kendrick, but no, like actually some people criticize Kendrick, and obviously most of the time they're not part of the Black community. Like I don't need to mention, but like some people sometimes criticize Kendrick for being too black, and they don't like him to intervene too much in some situations publicly, because like Kendrick will always speak his mind, usually through music, but it's very blunt, like in the shit he says. And I mean, even back in the day, like To Pimp a Butterfly, the song All Right, like which is a very black song, like a very black empowerment song, and yeah, it's the type of song that doesn't please a part of the American population. Like, I don't need to mention,
Do you think Kendrick's just like I won't even say unapologetic, but him just literally expressing and exploring all these different facets of the Black experience, being a Black diaspora, even like he had all this influence and storytelling from South Africa in his previous projects, especially To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah.
Do you think like that, like depth of exploring the Black experience is fully appreciated by his own community? Because even at the time at To Pimp a Butterfly, or sounds or songs that are unapologetically Black or unapologetically African, like you get people who are like Black and non-Black who are saying, this is, just give us something that is more digestible.
Yeah, and actually, I don't like that because to me, it's like the dumbing down of America. Like, it's just like people always expect something easy to digest, and that's why we have like the shitty ass music we have today most of the time, like, yo and shit. But to respond to your question, I think that, like, yes, I can't speak for like my entire community, but I think that like a lot of Black people themselves at the time, at least, because I think that now people have come to appreciate the album. But I think back in the day when the album came out, a lot of people didn't fully understand the scope of the musical scope of the album. It was too technical for them, too ancestral for them, too lyrical for them, and people wanted something easy to digest, mainstream, with dumbass like trap beats or like whatever it is. Like, go to Atlanta for that. We don't need you. And and it's just like, I'm glad people like Kendrick exist to challenge that. To get us back to our roots. Either it's like African American roots, which means like, getting us back to like, the sounds from like the early 20th century, like, back in the 20s, 30s, 40s. Blues, jazz, like influence, like, and incorporating that into modern music, or to get us back to the real ancestral roots, which means Africa, like, the difference, like either, like you said, you mentioned South Africa, Ghana, like, the different African countries, and their sounds, like, and I think that like Kendrick in every album pushes that those boundaries. In that album, he pushed the cultural boundaries of like Black music, like in general, like, and he kind of like meshed them together. And then like, even on Mr. Morale, he pushed the psychological boundaries of the Black community. So I think that people don't realize that every single album, he's pushing a boundary that Black people have to get us to challenge ourselves, either through the cultural aspect or through the psychological aspect. And in GNX, that's another conversation, but it challenged our views of him. Because like basically, people always saw him as, oh, he's Kendrick, like, we know you don't play with him, but like, he's this chill guy. Like, nah, I'm not a chill guy. Don't play with me. Like, and he basically gave us an entire album. I mean, this man has a song when he repeats to himself, I deserve it all. That gives you everything you need to know. Like, this man is on a war against the world. Like, so it's like, he basically changed our views of him.
I ain't just
like,
Pulitzer Kenny.
Yeah, like,
I ain't just Pulitzer
exactly,
Kenny.
Like, exactly.
I'm not just Harvard writing class poetry Kenny.
He's like, I'm gonna fuck you up if I need to. Like, and it's like, and I think that now that the world has seen what he's done to Canadian boy, like, we know what he's capable of. And I think a lot of rappers will think twice before they say something now. Like,
So I think Kendrick's early, just to like weave in this story of Kendrick's journey from then till now. His first two projects, Section 80 and Good Kid, Mad City, were kind of like inviting the world to see his experience. And Black people are not a monolith, but like the Black experience seen through the lens of a kid who grew up in Compton.
Oh yeah, in that moment, yeah, for sure.
So seeing that, he invited the world to see what his and his community's experience was like through the lens of music. And he painted that in a really beautiful way. But it's like, hey, like, here are real stories about what I personally / my community has gone through. Then in To Pimp a Butterfly, it was expanding that even more, because like here's what, not just what Compton has gone through, here's what Black and African diaspora and the community has gone through on a global level, because he brought in jazz, he brought in this like South African inspiration. And then Damn, he made people be more introspective about themselves, because like, damn, the world's fucked up. And then he had the Damn conceptual album made people introspective about the human experience and made them question and like look into their own lives and make them become more self-reflective in a way. And then Kendrick disappeared for like, 10 and a half years. Then he came up with the Black Therapy album.
Yeah, like literally, like, because he got us to really challenge our views on everything. Because I mean, he had a song on like DV, like, which obviously is a pretty dark thought, and making a song about that is very challenging. And he did it in a very realistic way, and he didn't hold back. Even the video doesn't hold back.
Oof.
Like, and I applaud him for that. Even the song, I forgot the title of the song, when he mentioned, I think his uncle that became a woman, or maybe the reverse, like,
Yes, Auntie's Diaries.
Yeah, Auntie's Diary.
Yes,
like,
a topic that is not...
and it's not like, we won't
discussed.
get like too much in depth in the topic, but it's definitely a topic that is not easy to talk about in general, and definitely not in the Black community. Like,
For sure.
And the fact that Lee even approached the topic, I was like, holy shit. I was like, okay, we're actually going there. Like,
he was like, yo, let's play this album on hard mode.
like literally, like, and he did it in a beautiful way, because like either whatever your personal feelings are about that specific issue / topic in society, he explained the story in a very graceful way.
And with a lot of nuance.
With a lot of nuance, like, and I really respect him for that, because he approached topics that we as Black people have a hard time to talk about in general, like, and he got us to talk, and that's just my take, but I think that's one of the reasons why to this day people have a hard time with, like, Mr. Morale. Like, because the album is called Mr. Morale for a reason.
That album is a mirror for sure.
And to me, that's one of my personal favorite for many reasons.
Yeah.
But I think for a lot of people, it's hard to digest, because it gets them to face themselves.
Yeah. Then Kenny came back with GNX. And that's the one where he got, all the Black community to go to their local taco truck and support the Latino community, and vice versa. The Black and Mexican / Black Latino fraternity, brotherhood, sisterhood, just the bond between those two communities that he was able to weave together through GNX was hella dope.
Yeah, and especially in California, like, like, especially like if you're from LA, or if you're from New York, but in this case, obviously Kendrick is from LA, but if you're from LA, there's definitely a very special relationship between like the Black community and the Latino community. And I think that Kendrick really wanted to show his love for Latinos. Like,
and music and culture from that community.
Yeah, like, I think it wasn't just a mention, it was like kind of like a love letter almost, like, to show that, like, I would say it was a love letter to California. To show that California, and especially like Southern California, is a blend between Black culture and Latino culture, and that's what makes LA, and that's what makes being from Southern California.
Yes.
Like, and I think that a lot of people in LA, in South Cali, really are appreciative of him for doing that, for showing love in the way he did. Because I feel like it hasn't happened in a while. Like, a big rapper showing love to like Latinos like this. Like,
I guess so. Yeah.
Like, so I think that's like definitely a big cultural moment.
Yeah.
And I really hope, because this video is about the Super Bowl, I really hope that at the Super Bowl, we get a mix between HBCU and Mexico.
That'd be dope to bring in some of that influence.
Yeah. I think that like it would, and I think especially in this moment like that we live in North America, I think that like it would send a message to some people in Washington, so that would be nice.
Yeah. He ends his set. Kendrick ends his set with 2028, I'm running for president of the United States.
No, yo, we need to stop that. No celebrities for president anymore. Like shit.
Yeah, celebrities just shouldn't run for
Yeah,
president.
no. Like, you know, but
I would vote for him though.
I will. Yo. Yo,
Hey,
kill
yo.
me.
And if you don't vote for him, you racist, yo.
Yeah. You kind of are. Like, you know, you kind of are. Reflect about your own views. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
He should run as an independent though, for real.
Oh, I would vote for him in a
Yeah.
heartbeat.
Don't run with a party. Just run independent.
Yeah, because like honestly, like that's a different conversation.
Different conversation.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you have any wild cards for this, for the Super Bowl performance? What do you think is unexpected or something that, you know, people may not know or expect for this Super Bowl?
I think that, like, you know, I was thinking, oh, maybe Dr. Dre is gonna show up, but he already showed up at like the pop out, like, you know, back in June. So I don't think Dr. Dre is gonna show up. A wild card that I can think about is maybe Beyonce.
Really?
Yeah, it's very unlikely, but just because they have very powerful songs together, her and Kendrick,
They do?
but Beyonce usually has to be the main act. So that's why I don't think she's gonna be there. But yeah, like outside of that, like, you know, I feel like the wildest thing that he could put up would be the whole Black Hippy. Like Black Hippy, like the entire team.
All
Like,
those white people in the crowd could be like, who are these black people? And why are they making these funny signs with their hands? What are these colors?
What do you mean funny signs? Those are signs. Those are endearing signs to say hello to the community. Like, you know. But yeah, I think that, like, you know, I don't expect anything too wild. But with Kendrick, you always have to expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's done so many crazy things in the past year that I'm like, what more can he do? Like, you know.
I think the wild cards are he could do a snippet of Meet the Grahams, but just like the Sonics.
I love that song. I love that song so much.
Yo.
Oh man, I wish you could play the entirety of that song.
The beginning though, with like those hits.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun,
yeah,
dun, dun, dun. That sound
You're Adonis.
with the because those are brass instruments.
Yeah.
So, and that's gonna go well with the HBCU thing. So he could just do that as like
That's
a callback,
true. That's true.
but no lyrics, no performing
Yeah.
the song.
Yeah.
But just do a hit of that,
Yeah.
and people are like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
He's like calling back to Meet the Grahams.
Yeah.
I think wild card is we're gonna hear something new. Maybe the snippet from
I think he's gonna do like the second half of the promo song for GNX.
yes,
Like, you know, I have like a feeling because I'm like, there's no way he gave us like the first verse for no reason. Like, you know. So I'm expecting that at some point he's gonna give us, and maybe the point is now, he's gonna give us the second verse of that song.
yeah,
And then we're gonna be like, oh shit, like this song is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's actually the wild card that I'm expecting.
yes. Kendrick did a 50-second video to promote GNX.
Yeah.
In that video, he teased a snippet of a new song.
Yeah.
None of us have heard it in its entirety yet.
Yeah.
So he might release a new song. He might even release something new right before the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
So people are like, oh shit, something new is coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then play it in full at
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah. I actually agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Some other wild card predictions.
Mhm.
Don't know if these are going to happen,
Mhm.
but it would be insane if Kendrick it would be insane if Kendrick brought out Janet Jackson
Yo!
and gave her an opportunity to like reclaim her Super Bowl time because
Justin
we all-
Timberlake. We have
we have a
Justin
gripe with you.
Timberlake.
We have a gripe with you.
Mhm.
Yeah, you done fucked up.
yeah, you did. You know what you did.
If she could get her spot back,
Yeah.
and then it's like a graceful send off to
Mhm,
Janet. And she sings the sample that was used in Poetic Justice.
Yo!
You don't know, Drake and Kendrick, they did have a song together called Poetic Justice, and it samples a Janet Jackson song.
Yeah.
So that would be a crazy send-off,
Yeah.
like a crazy tie-in.
And also another job at the boy.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to happen, but that would be insane.
Yeah.
Joe Budden did predict that on his podcast a while ago.
Yeah. And Joe is, I mean, you know, he has like his opinions, but I feel like he might be onto something when it comes to that.
Sometimes he's dead on with his musical analysis and his predictions.
Yeah.
Other times I'm like, I don't know what the heck he's talking
Yeah,
about.
there's some shit that he says where I'm like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, we do not endorse.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
But sometimes musically, that's what he's talking about. And yeah, those are some of my wild cards.
Yeah.
I definitely think we're gonna get something unexpected.
Yeah. No, me too. Like I do believe that. And I really hope that he's gonna give us like that second half of like the mysterious GNX verse. Because then I feel like that would be a jump to like basically what's next for him. Like, you know, and like, are we getting like a deluxe? Are we getting an album? Are we getting like more than just a tour? Like, you know, but yeah, like I mean, I don't know, what do you think? Like, you know, what are we getting next?
It's really hard to predict because he could use the Super Bowl halftime to plug his Grand National Tour, which is going on with SZA in a couple months. Yeah. He could plug it a GNX Deluxe and some new music, but that kind of feels a little basic for an artist that always gives us something unexpected. Yeah, you know, Usher used his Super Bowl performance to tease new music,
and he dropped an album.
Right after.
And honestly, the album wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
So, would Kendrick do something almost the same?
No.
I think he would probably do something different.
Because I feel like Kendrick, even if he teases a new song or gives us something new, will drop the album in like October. Like, you know, like I feel like he's someone that like his momentum is so big at this point. Like, you know, it's like 2024 was his year. 2025 is still his year. Yeah. Like, you know, people don't realize like we're going to have like Kendrick the entire year. Yeah. There's going to be posts on social media the entire, because he's going on tour. We see that, like, you know, so it means on both sides, like her fans, his fans, we're gonna have 1,000 videos of this tour, right? So it means like this entire year is still him. So whoever is trying to drop an album, like just do it in 2026, 2027. We don't need you.
It's gonna be a long
We don't
year.
care about you. We don't need you, except the weekend, because your album, great, amazing album. Thank you for that. Yeah. Like, you know, but the other guys, like, please, like, retire. Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right. Last question: how do you think he's gonna close out Super Bowl?
It's gonna be a mashup between TV Off and Not Like Us. Like, you know, and so I think that like he's gonna. And I know you disagree with me on the order, but I think
what do you think is gonna come first?
So I think TV Off will be first, and I think Not Like Us will be the last song, and I think he's gonna do like an encore, like, you know. So Not Like Us is gonna be played like maybe twice, like, you know.
I think
that's my take.
I think TV Off is one of the most hyped songs.
Oh, for sure.
Just that he's ever made.
Yeah.
So it feels like TV Off would be the right way to close out a halftime set.
I don't disagree.
Where Kendrick just goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah. Like, you know, don't get me wrong, I don't disagree. But I still feel like the order should be the reverse.
Yeah. So you think Kendrick's going to close out
I think he's gonna
the halftime show with Not Like Us?
Because like like I said, this is for me the end of the beef. Like the beef already ended, but this is like the very like the closure. Like, you know. So I feel like, you know, all of us.
What comes after the funeral?
The celebration.
True that, but the pop-out was kind of the celebration.
It definitely was, but I feel like this is like on an even bigger stage, right? Because like the pop-out, I feel like was like for like fans of hip-hop, like, you know, so it was like people like you and me, right? Yeah. And then I feel like this time we're gonna celebrate with white America as well, you know, like, because like everyone who's white in America and maybe not familiar that much with hip-hop and shit, we want to celebrate with you too, guys. Like, you know, we want you guys to be part of this celebration and to party with us and to be there to see him ascend as the king of hip-hop.
This is what
You
MLK dreamed of.
This is what MLK dreamed of.
White
You
people
know?
and black people holding hands, dancing to Not Like Us.
That's what MLK wanted. You know?
That's,
And now, despite the dark ages that we're in, now we're seeing the beginning of the dream. Yes, we are. Yes, we are seeing
Oh
the
my
beginning of this dream.
yo.
Yeah.
All right. So,
know?
well, let's see what happens at the Super Bowl.
Let's see what happens at the Super Bowl, February 9th. Super Bowl, Eagles, Chiefs, Kendrick, SZA, Doechii, we're expecting you. Taylor, we know you're lying. TDE, we hope to see you there. Black Hippy, we hope to see you there, even if you're just like attending or some shit. And to everyone in hip hop, please do better, raise the bar, and maybe you'll be next to the Super Bowl. On that note, my brother,
Hey, yo.
this was a great episode. We'll see you next time. Please subscribe. Please leave comments. And, hopefully your team wins. See ya. Yeah.
I saw comments on social media
Yeah.
saying it's nice that they decided a football game could be played during Kendrick's performance.
Yeah.
People are really hyped up for this. Yeah.
People are like, I think that's like gonna be like one of the biggest halftime show of all time.
Yeah.
Like for sure. Like, this is gonna be like Rihanna level, Beyonce level, Bruno Mars level. By the way, Bruno, that song is weird. Like, you need to relax. Like, but yeah, it's gonna be like a very, very big Super Bowl. Like, maybe not NG or Prince, because like those are like interstellar level. But it's gonna be a Super Bowl 20 years from now. We're still gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't have like, I'm not even stressed. I know they're gonna like do a great show. It's Kendrick. Like, he never misses.
Well, we'll see you all at the Kendrick concert.
We'll see you there.
AKA /
Super Bowl.
mini football game.
Yeah, But for my football fans, I hope the Eagles win. See ya.